Hi everyone, welcome to today's weekly commentary. So in today's weekly commentary, we'll be looking at major pairs, COT report, and we'll also be looking at good, and we'll also be using our recap and outlook for the week on these major pairs. And I will also update my views on these pairs on Telegram or across my social platform. So right here we have good, right? We have good, and on good here market was straightforward. All right. So what I will understand is that market accumulated a lot here. All right, which is one of the model I taught on my channel yesterday, which is a consolidation. This is a consolidation, which means smart money are accumulating order around here. So since we have this consolidation here, which I use as accumulation, after this accumulation, the next thing market offered us was a simple moment. All right. So after this accumulation, we had a manipulation to the downside and a break of structure on 1 hour time frame. But understand the reason why I did this entry is clearly the CRT that we have here, H4 CRT reversal. So after this H4 CRT reversal, then we got entry on lower time frame plus break of structure on 1 hour time frame. That lead toward this uptrend right here. The same thing last week after the buy program, because after as market was buying, I didn't get to join around or near this area apart from the position I was holding right here. All right. That was the only position I was holding. We had another consolidation right here on H1. After the consolidation right here, we had manipulation to the upside right here. Now, my expectation actually, right, for this movement right here after a short-term break of structure of this low. Okay, I was expecting market to come to this resistance level before it sell program. So but market offered a CRT reversal right here within this imbalance right here, and then a sharp drop to the downside. So as market was dropping, we have a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, then a higher high. So which it seems like what break of structure. So that means a lot of people will be looking for a buy order around here. So if a lot of people will be looking for a buy order, that means there's what a high probability chance that it can what induce this low before a buy. So what will I be looking for? I'll be looking for a smart money footprint to themselves, either a consolidation or smart money footprint to themselves. Then I'll look for a buy program to continue. But that aside, in recap, we understand that market has gotten to our first target, which is this high, all right, and this high right here. So these are our first and second target. So that means we have achieved first and second target, remaining the last, which was about 2,000 pips, right? That's about 2,000 pips banked right here on good. So we look at another pair, which is Euro USD. So on Euro USD, we understand the market was bearish, right? Last week, market was bearish, we traded lower. Though I sent an outlook that we look for a buy program, which was okay. Now the reason for the buy outlook was this. The first thing we had was this market created a lot of liquidity right here, all right? So after this liquidity market created here, it put into the support level right here. Market traded into the support level, or you can use the last one right here. So it traded into this last support level right here, rejected broke structure on this H4. So this can lead for a buy program. This was the first entry, and anything that makes market to cut this low, so what a high chance it will also take out this low. So market trade lower, then took out this low, and also took out this low. Then we had what bearish run of this low. Now, since market has run this low, the next thing is what a pullback before we see lower lows, right? Before we see lower lows. So if that is what market is trying to offer to us for a short-term push downward, so there are two things I'm expecting right here. That market will give us what a sell continuation from here down, or we have what a short-term pullback into this level before we see lower lows. So this is my major view on Euro USD. All right, this is my major view on Euro USD. So that means I am learning more on the bearish side of the market on Euro USD. The same thing on GBP USD. I'm still looking for a sell program around here. Now, I didn't mark this just to enter if market get to this area or enter because the stop loss is was huge about 16. So I will always look for a confirmation. And the reason why I'm expecting this sell is this. First thing to understand is this. Market broke this low on H4, this short-term low right here, engulfed it. So it closed below it with body. Though this major low right here, market did not close below it with body. So that means this what short-term rejection can act as what liquidity for a buy program right here. On the other side, this right here, this has mitigated this other structure. So there's a short-term proper mitigation within this high and this high. So if market decide to take out this high, the next thing is what? The next POI will be this. This will be the next POI. But if market cut this next POI, all right, if market take out this next POI, there's a high probability chance that it will likely what? Cut this higher high because based on mitigation, this and this has already mitigated completely, and this has also mitigated completely. So if market take out this can be POI. If not, we will trade this high before market will likely will seek for this higher high at that point. All right. So that is what is happening currently. So the next is what we wait for market to give us Asian range. That is this night against tomorrow. Then we know if what we seek for lower prices plus maybe a CRT at this point plus Asian range aligning for what a bearish order flow. We look for what a self setup for market to cut this low right here. Now we also look at another pair which is AUD USD. Now, this was a pair I will actually give an outlook on for a sell program around, okay, it was around here, all right, because I actually know that this area is a strong POI, all right, that is the first thing we have to understand. I mark out this POI as a strong POI. That means we lead market will take out is probably this low. And the reason why I'm expecting market to take out this low is because this is what liquidity low. So the only thing is this, it was what I'm hit for and the consolidation, which is this, is on hit for. Okay. And another reason I did that sell was on H1, we had a short-term break of structure of this low. After a short-term break of structure of this low, we had what? Another break of this low, which was engulfed. All right, this low was engulfed, making this area a viable POI for market to sell. So as market give me this entry right here to sell, but after taking this entry, market got this low, I took some of my fee off. The market came back and blew through that POI, right? It blew through that POI, um which is like a hunt. So after that, it goes out, then continue dropping. So this major sell right here, that was what I was expecting. And on this AUD USD, still bearish. At least I want market to take out this low as inducement. And I'm expecting market to take out this low as inducement low before I'll be looking for what a high program. But that also will be determined by this week. So right here now we have a short term up, then retracement without much momentum. So since there is no much momentum, we can expect a manipulation to the downside and an expansion to the upside if possible. So this is what I expect of market on AUD USD. On New Zealand USD, the same thing. But a short-term consolidation right here, a short-term manipulation, then expansion to the upside. And the expansion has already completed. Do I expect the market to get to this what resistance level as my target right here? I expect the market to get this right here, which is a resistance level before I look for sell, but it's yet to what to get to that level. So at the current moment, I'm still what bearish on this pair. So this short-term bullish right here is just what a pullback within a short-term pullback. So that is what we have here. So we have that short-term pullback to the upside. So that means we are still looking for a bearish expansion. And in looking for a bearish expansion, the major POI I will mark if market decide to continue selling. All right, the major POI I will mark this. My major POI will be this structure range, mostly this hidden base right here. So this hidden base will be my major POI for a sell program. Where I will look for is sell program. Now, that's just what I expect of market. Now, another reason is because this is what minor internal structure. So this can be inducement. This high right here can be inducement, but I'm not targeting, I'm not buying here just to target this high. Right? It can decide to sell within the area. That is market. But this is my major UI because that is the last in base around what a major resistance left. I can hold price, right? So that is a major POI. Can push price lower. So I have that as my POI. On USD card, the same thing. I'm expecting a short-term sell right here, right? If market can push down lower, maybe read this low, then into this area before impact program. So this is my view on this particular. The same thing on USD chef. I'm also expecting what a buy continuation to the upside. Since market has already entered into this hidden base right here. Each one hidden base right here. When market broke this high, it created this hidden base. So market traded into that area and it's giving us what a buy function to the upside currently. So that can be my POI for a buy program to the upside. On USD JPY, here we have market breaking this high. Right after that, we have a short-term reversal right here, and this is not a clear consolidation for me. Right, it's not a clear consolidation. It's kind of like reversal movement. But right here, we have a short-term consolidation and we have a short-term reversal right here. The market will test this high and this high. So once market now has taken out this high, if it offer what reason to sell, then I will look forward a clear sell program. But before that, understand something. The market is currently on this USD JPY. Market is currently bullish. So you can see after this break of structure of this high, up a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? Inducing this low as liquidity. Though I was actually expecting this buy around here. It was from our previous about 2 weeks weekly commentary, right? So, but it didn't happen to that. Then wow, what higher high, a higher low around this level, then a buy program. Okay, a quick buy program just after inducing this internal structure right here. So that is what market is offering us now. So currently, based on structure, if I'm to pick my PY right here, I will pick just right below this low right here. I'll pick this as my next POI before a buy program, right? So I'll pick this area right here. But the actual POI I would use, this would be my actual POI, just like this, having this week around it. All right, so this will be my POI. Coming back on 1 hour time frame, you'll have it like this. So it will be like this. The whole of this little structure range right here, this high and this low, that would be my POI because that is kind of like what a proportion block for me in terms of how I view proportion block. So that would be a proportion block for me for a buy program or for a buy entry. Even as market was need to buy, that was where market used the buy movement. If market come back, market can still use this area in the buy program the upside. So that is a good area to monitor for price. But having it in mind that this is what unsupported low, that market can use it what liquidity or as an inducement. So that is the major view for the week. So other views I will update it in the channel. So maybe a reference zone and entry and all. So I will update those ones in the channel. So let's look at COT report we have for last week. So on the COT report side, this is Australian dollar. And just like I said in the last week, we had a strong Australian dollar. So Australian dollar was what strong as of last week, all right? Which we saw right here from 54 to 49,000. So that means Australian dollar was strong. But as of this week, we went from 49 to what 48, which means Australian dollar is still strong, but it's not super strong. The reason why it's not super strong is because as market hit that resistance level, which I marked earlier on, market started was selling. All right, as market started selling, they added little buy. Okay, they closed more sell position more than the buy position they closed. Right, so this is the reason why there was more there was more sell. All right. So as of last week, so that means this coming week we are not expecting much on AUD on against dollar. All right, not against other currency on AUD USD. We're not expecting it to be super strong, right? Except market decide to what surprise us with different fundamental within the week, either on the USD side or on the AUD side. Maybe um, any of the major um, monetary policy that can affect the AUD. So if not, we're expecting AUD to be weak against the dollar this coming week. We have here Canadian dollar, right? Have Canadian dollar right here. So we understand from one from what minus 67 to what minus 70. Right. That means they added extra long, extra short position. So that means now there's no much changes. All right. The difference between of them now is not that obvious. All right. That means they're about adding short position on AUD. So if they add them short position on Canadian dollar, that will likely weaken Canadian dollar and be trending to the downside. But currently, this is not yet strong yet for us to what become bearish on USD card, right? So that is that. And we have Swiss francs right here from minus 24 to minus 20. There are no much difference, all right, in this last 3 weeks. Just 1,000 minus 1,000 difference, right? That is the only difference in terms of the contract or the positions. So that is just the difference. So no much difference. So at the same time, this means that Chef is not super strong also. That is what it means. It means that what Chef is not that strong yet, except another monetary policy or another fundamental affect the market within the week. That is when we can expect what Chef to become strong. And here we have the same thing as of last week and last 2 weeks. There's not much difference, right? There's not much difference, which we can see right here. They close about 2,000 position. They also close about 2,000 short position. So they close position on both sides of the market. But when you look at it right here, on the long and the short position, we have 194 long position and 118 short position. So that means buyers are still what in control on Euro USD, mostly Euro USD, all right? So, but currently, since there's no more strength, that means Euro is not super strong, neither is it super weak. So that depend on the dollar, all right? And I know maybe most of you will be asking why I don't update dollar, all right? Why I don't update it? Because the chart dollar own is being calculated against all other currencies, so they are not doing it separately on its own. So I have a chart on of it own that I use on barchart.com, so which is the code report. I shared it here once, or I believe twice, something like that before. So that is what I use for dollar. Now here we have a British pounds sterling, right? Now from 23 29. So this means that what as of last week, British pound was strong. All right, British pound was strong against other weak currencies like maybe GBP card or which other currency weak currency again we have maybe GBP New Zealand, something like that. Yeah, GBP New Zealand. No, New Zealand is not that weak. GBP Chef. All right, I believe that one will be trending to the upside. Why? Um because British pounds was strong. So let's check. Let's say GBP card. Let's see what happened as of last week. You see it right here. We saw a strong buy pressure. All right, we saw a strong buy pressure. Even in my community, after this consolidation right here, we have a short-term reconstruction right here. I expected this buy movement right here to take out this high. After this, now this high, it continue buying. So with this strength right here, that shows that what GBP is strong and already CAD is already weak. So let's look at another maybe GBP chef. It will also be trending to the upside. Why? Because GBP was strong. And if GBP is strong, can be strong against weak currencies, right? Like F and CAD as of last week, right? Or as of last week. All right. That is one thing you have to understand right there. So British pounds is strong out of this week, but USD at the same time is also strong. That is one thing you have to understand also. GBP is strong at the same time USD is strong. So that means GBP USD there will likely be what a consolidation in the market, or if other pairs will be selling, then we also expect what British pounds to manipulate to the upside a little, then a sell movement to the downside since British pounds is strong. So there will likely be what, even if it will sell, there will likely be what a manipulation to the upside before that sell because it's also what it's also strong. So that strength right there will lead for that manipulation or that push up right there. And here we have good, almighty good. So as of last week, you understand that what good is still what bearish. But the reason why this COT report you also have to factor in political event in your COT report because of mostly good. Because of that war between Pakistan and India, or that I won't call it a war yet, right? But because of what is happening or the conflict, that will strengthen gold. And that is why I'm bullish on gold. All right. That alone has given us what a fundamental analysis that we'll be looking for a bullish expansion on gold. So that is all for this weekly commentary. So let's just look at BTC and see what BTC is doing. For a long now, I haven't analyzed BTC. All right. So here we have BTC in a buy program. Our BTC has been buying and we have gotten a short consolidation right here. Market continue buying. So the next thing we expect of market, since because I look at the GPV, that is sorry, BTC USD good report as of last week, I notice it's what is strong. I sense it is strong. That means we're expecting market to continue the buy program. All right. So the next thing I expect of market is either it will continue buying from here or it will just push down into this liquidity and continue buying. All right. So that is what I expect on this BTC. So that is all for this weekly commentary. Stay blessed and happy Sunday to you all.